Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are on Mother Earth. For those of you who are new, I am Master Marilyn, and I'm one of the lead teachers here at the center in San Francisco. And it is my absolute delight, a very special delight, to be leading this evening and the workshop that will be on Sunday. I am so accustomed to saying the workshop on Saturday that I want you to pay very close attention. The workshop will be on Sunday. And this evening is an introduction to that workshop. The title of it sounds like a very, very impossible dream. One day total transformation. How gratitude changes your life. So if you just read the first part, it would sound like an impossible dream. But when you read the next part, it tells you how it becomes possible. So during the evening tonight, we'll taste the pear. And then on Sunday, we will explore how that is possible. It is not an impossible dream. It is absolutely something that all of us can experience. So it was very interesting. I was talking to one of the participants before the evening started. And I asked her how she was, and her comment was, well, some is good, some is not so good. And then she explained it a little bit, and I said, you know, it sounds like you've already started this workshop. Because her response is, it's all going to become good. So that's a little hint. It's just a little hint of what we can expand to experience. And that's really the secret, to expand to experience. But that secret is going to be presented in several different ways so that many people will be able to connect with it. So what would be very, very helpful to each person, not just to me, but for each person, to just take a few brief moments and ask yourself, well, why did I even come to this event? Why am I interested in such a topic? What do I hope is going to happen? And those people who are in the room, your first answer, I'm canceling out. Because the first answer always is, I am here just to experience being in the center. And that is 100% valid. I absolutely appreciate the power of that. I absolutely do. And some of the people who come have said that as I am getting close to the center, you know, down at the corner, or even farther away than that, as I am approaching the center, I can feel the shift in the energy. So I completely appreciate that. But that's answer number one, so we'll go on to number two. Okay? And people who are on the webcast, please post your comments in the comment section. And people on Facebook, if you would also please post on the comment section on Facebook so that you will be able to enter into this whole experience more fully. It truly does make a difference if you have a realization, this is why I am here, this is what I hope will happen. So I'll give you a few moments to put that together into some kind of a sentence. or phrase. Doesn't even have to be a sentence, just a phrase is good. I'm not going to give you a long time. And I know that people on the webcast, there's a lag. But people on Facebook, it's instantaneous. Oh, great. All right. So, why did you come and what do you hope will happen?
See, I've been blessed.
I don't think that microphone is on.
It is your right screen. Left screen.
Is it on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I've had the opportunity to experience the power of gratitude many, many, many years ago. And that was after I had an accident where I smashed my spine, I broke 2 vertebrae, and I broke my heel at the same time. I was 30 years old, and on that day I became handicapped and in pain ever since until I met Master Sha. So that's where my journey for finding healing came upon, that accident. But when I was able to go back into walking, and it took quite a long time, the heel miraculously healed perfectly, which is very, very, it's a very difficult place to heal perfectly, but it did perfectly. No pain, no... But what happened is that when I started walking again, I was so grateful to be able to actually walk. The idea, walking was what I loved to do. I loved to run. I was an athlete. I did everything. Riding my bicycle, everything. So when I could actually start back walking again, like really walk, something just clicked. It's just a new level of appreciation for everything. Just a renewed openness of the beauty that we have around every step, every second everywhere, all the time. Every second is a blessing. It truly is. And in my case, I got to actually experience that it truly does come with blessings. This is not just with very powerful, with blessings.
Yes.
When we are grateful and we spend our day saying thank you, we really do manifest. I don't want to say it like this, but it's true that who comes above our head?
I agree, totally. Everything you're saying. And so, how does that connect? If you can make the connection
I just want
for
more.
me?
I want more.
Pardon me?
I want more. I just want more.
Oh, you want more?
Yes,
okay.
I want more.
Okay.
I want to deepen my understanding of gratitude.
Uh-huh.
Also because I just realized a few seconds ago that every time I got angry was probably a missed opportunity for being more grateful. And I'm just realizing that now.
So, deeper gratitude or deeper understanding of gratitude?
Both.
Okay.
The experience of gratitude.
Okay. Good. And could you pass the microphone over to this side, please?
I would say I want to connect more fully with Dagon Un.
And for people who are new and who do not know what this means, it's greatest gratitude.
And also to be able to perceive and feel the benefits of,
Ah,
yeah,
okay.
connecting with that.
I'm going to say of this connection. Okay, great.
I came because you could never have enough gratitude. So I might as well get more.
Get more gratitude. Okay. You sound like Master Shah.
Well, it's the highest of all the virtues, so.
Yes. There are so many quotes about gratitude that are that really echo this so much. There's one that I really, really appreciate a lot. Master Eckhart, medieval mystic. If the only prayer we ever said was thank you, it is enough. Yeah. Welcome. What I'm doing is asking people why they came, what they would hope to have happen for them. And so these are some of the things, and I'm just now going to ask Lawrence to check on the chat box.
So the question is, why?
Why did you come to
Gratitude?
Mm-hmm.
Well, to learn more about gratitude, could come in so many various forms. For myself, I would like to be a little more grateful, for what I have and what I don't have.
Got
I'm
it.
grateful for the things that I do have.
Is it okay? Just leave it like this? Okay, perfect. Are there comments in the chat box?
The comments and
There are several people with us saying hello, sending love, but none have shared with us yet the true cause of their visit. One said, April Aoki, I came to be more aligned with Dagon En, greatest gratitude.
Okay, great. And what about anyone make comments on Facebook?
I did share those.
Oh, okay.
It didn't answer your question.
Okay, okay. How about you, Lawrence? Do you have something you would like to?
I came to serve. I came to serve.
Okay.
Primarily to serve tonight.
Okay,
Thank
perfect.
you.
And so, nothing connected to the topic that we're going to explore.
Well, I have to be honest. Sometimes I don't even know the topic when I walk in. Just like I don't know the blessing.
So, maybe I could encourage you to read the newsletter.
I read them and I actually post them on Facebook, but
Really?
it goes right out the other ear after I'm done, and I do something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, tonight we're doing an evening on gratitude. So this is really a kind of I would say pretty comprehensive response. that would represent many, many people, whether they put something in the chat box or in the comment section on Facebook. And it's my experience has been that most of the people that I have met have said something like this. They would like to be more grateful. Be able to actually perceive the benefits of being grateful. To have that quality develop in each one's life to a fuller and fuller extent. Because to me it's so beautiful. Almost everybody recognizes that gratitude is a good thing. Almost everybody recognizes that it's a quality that is one that would be wonderful to have to a greater and greater extent. And people have had an experience of gratitude. That might not be so true for humility. It might not be so true for flourishing. But gratitude is kind of like, it's sort of an universal experience. And most of us, when we were very small, we probably have a memory of receiving something as a gift that we did not especially like as a little child. It could have been something, that the person giving to us was a very practical kind of thing, but to a little child, if it's not a toy, it's not very helpful. But whoever the big person was would say, "Now say thank you." And so we would smile with our teeth and say, "Thank you." So we've grown up with the realization that expressing gratitude is important. It is probably the one thing that most of us have experienced from the time that we were very small. There are other things I could say to people, and I would not get 100% response. But with saying thank you, we've all had that experience in one form or another. And now, as a full-grown people, what we want to be able to do is have a deeper understanding. What is gratitude all about? How can I deepen this in my life? How can I deepen my experience of gratitude?
How can I make it last?
Excuse me?
How can I make it last longer? The experience of gratitude is usually something very...
A microphone, please.
Oh, pardon.
Thank you.
Thank you. I was saying that in my experience of gratitude, we experience it for a few seconds, and then something comes in. Yes.
What I heard?
Yes.
How can I live gratitude?
Yes. Yes, because yes,
Yeah.
It's really a path. It's like a material of some kind.
It's like a what?
It's like a fabric or a material, something that is we have to walk on it. Like we have to be connected and touch it every second. Mm-hmm. If we're not there all the time, something happens, and that's what I'm trying to also understand more deeply. Because when we disconnect from the gratitude moment, we go into a universe that is really
unpleasant.
It's getting more and more and more unpleasant. But that's why when I said to make the experience of gratitude last, so that anything that happens in between does not somehow distract me, because sometimes I get distracted.
So because what Master Sha says about anything connected to his teachings, tastes the pear. And when you see that it's sweet, you want to have the whole pear. So that's the same with gratitude. So, and that the idea is kind of what was expressed here, to connect more fully with doggone and greatest gratitude. When we connect more fully with doggone and with greatest gratitude, that connection will be maintained. We can maintain it. Maybe not 24/7, but more and more. The more we connect, the more we can maintain. Yes. And that's why this workshop, why the title of this workshop is 100% valid. As we do that, everything will transform. Because gratitude does change our lives. To perceive and feel the benefits of this connection to gratitude, doggone, to be able to actually experience it, which is this, these three are very closely aligned. To get more gratitude, to have it be more present in our lives. And so, as that happens, we will in fact be more grateful. And this, to align with gratitude, this is sort of the one sentence summary of all of this. When we align with gratitude, we will have a deeper understanding and experience that will last. It will not be momentary. We'll be able to perceive and feel the benefits. I'm not so sure, well, we could say, yeah, benefits. To perceive and feel the benefits of the connection to gratitude. So this is great. And as I was putting these up, I thought, they were listening to what heaven was giving me in preparation for the workshop on Sunday. Because some of the vocabulary is even the same, which I find very exciting also, when there is that strong of a connection. So as we go through the evening, as we go through the day on Sunday, keep these kind of tucked in the back of your thinking so that you have a way of realizing what is happening. Yeah. So what we're going to do now is we're going to chant Da, Gan, N, and then the chant might change, but it might stay Da, Gan, N. And invite Da, Gan, N and others to be part of the evening. So this is a very special blessing, actually. And special blessings will be part of the whole workshop on Saturday and the beginning this evening. So sit straight. If you can move your back away from the chair, that would be good. And if you can have the heels of your feet touching together, that would be good also. They're like the roots on a tree. So they help us to be it helps us to be very grounded when we sit this way. And put both hands right below your navel. And close your eyes. What we have just done is what Master Sha calls body power. It's what we do with our bodies. We sit, we lie down, or we're standing up. And where we put our hands is where the light will go. So this is a very important energy center right below the navel. So by putting your hands there, just that by itself is making that energy center more powerful. And the next one we're going to do is mind power. So that's creative visualization. So visualize or imagine the space between your waist and the base of your body. It's the back half of your body. And this space is called the Zhong, Z-H-O-N-G. It's our core. And where you put your focus is where the light will go. So when you focus on the Zhong, the light will go here, and this will also help you to be grounded, to be centered. The sound power will be Da Gan N, which is greatest gratitude. And the one sentence secret for that is what we chant is what we become. So we will be chanting greatest gratitude. We will become more and more greatest gratitude. So some of the things that you want to have happen, as we chant, they will begin to happen. It's so amazing. All of the techniques we have from Master Sha are so simple, but they are so powerful and so profound. The last power is soul power, and that is to say hello. And you can repeat silently after me. Dear soul, mind, and body of Da Gan N, greatest gratitude. I love you, thank you, honor you, appreciate you. Please bless my and make a request. Dear soul, mind, and body of greatest gratitude of the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Gurus, Kahunas, Shamans, Holy Ones, Ancient Ones, Ascended Masters, Healing Angels, each one's wisdom teachers, guides, we love you, thank you, honor you, appreciate you. The soul of Da-gan, the soul of the special saint that Master Sha has placed in this center. We love you, thank you, honor you, appreciate you. Please open our hearts more fully so that we may receive what heaven, what all of you have prepared for us, that we may receive living and experiencing gratitude 24/7 in a much fuller way. We are so grateful to experience gratitude as much as we do. We want to expand that experience. And we ask your help in doing this. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Da-gan, 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 Great is gratitude. Great is gratitude. gratitude. Great is 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 gratitude. Da Quan Shu. 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 How? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Inhale deeply all the way to your dome. And then exhale. Inhale again. Exhale. And one more time. Exhale. And when you are ready, gently open your eyes. Okay. So what was that experience like? What happened for you? Still coming back?
I feel more calmer. More relaxed, really.
Excellent. You know, James is your first name, right? James is your first name? Your first name?
Angel.
Angel. Oh, I've got your name backwards then. Angel. Okay. A number of years ago, I was doing what Master Sha calls a flow. And the first sentence was, gratitude leads to relaxation. Relaxation leads to transformation. Yeah,
Well, I feel very relaxed.
beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you. This was amazing. This was amazing. It took me very, very, very deep. And I don't know, my head is emptied a lot. There's an emotion that came out that I don't recognize. I don't know that emotion. And it's not something too defined for me to be able to even try to describe it, but a type of emotion came out. I've never been introduced to it. It's it would take me too long to try to explain it right now. But one image I saw about the power of what you just allowed us to experience was that this blessing allowed us to tap back into the joyfulness and the spontaneity of the joy the child experiences when he receives the present. And so the image was that this blessing truly brought back the childlike inside of us that is more prone of being excited, amazed, with eyes of wonders.
Mm-hmm. Before all the programming.
Yes, before all the programming. And I also got that this is key to longevity.
Absolutely.
That this is key to maintain the Fan Lao Huantan state.
Master Sha has told us that gratitude is indispensable for the spiritual journey. And if we are going to experience long life, we have to be relaxed, because if we're tight, the light will not flow. And we develop this, that, and the other thing. All sorts of whatever.
There's a quality of youth that comes with gratitude. I don't know how to frame it, how to explain it, but there's definitely a quality of youth associated with gratitude.
Yes.
And I felt it in this blessing deeply. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, great, thank you. You want to pass the microphone over, please?
You're all too grateful to talk.
I'm not sure they come.
Yeah, I'm going to hand it to you.
And comments in the chat box?
We have several comments.
Oh, excellent. That is the best way to keep Master Marilyn happy. Put comments in the chat box. Put comments on Facebook. It doesn't take much.
Well, we have two other people who've joined us. Christine also mentioned that she came to give and receive gratitude. And Victoria Swan just mentioned, I just joined, happy to be here, doggone in. And on Facebook, just hello from Delma, Love, Peace, Harmony, World Family. April, thank you, Master Marilyn, for tonight and for this Sunday.
Great. So what you've had a little taste of right now is going to be expanded on Sunday during the workshop. That emotional response that we can't quite identify, relaxation, which will allow the transformation.
We have a couple more in response to your request. I think there's a little delay. So Christine said,
right.
The chanting was mesmerizing, and I dropped all my work to listen. Victoria, I got to the end of the practice. It relaxed me right away. I felt gratitude for the program.
Great. Thank you. In the book Soul Over Matter, Master Sha has a chapter on the 10 Da. And there are teachings that go with each one of the 10 Da. One sentence in the section on Dagan En says, gratitude is the bridge that connects human beings and heaven and join us as one. So the benefits of entering deeper and deeper into the experience of gratitude, deeper and deeper into an appreciation of gratitude, are really without limit, because there's no limit to heaven. And so when we are connected and joined as one, the benefits just are ongoing. And so at the beginning, I invited Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Gurus, Kahunas, Holy Ones, Ancient Ones, various saints, what we would call saints. And there are a couple that I'm very, very aware of, but are there holy beings that you could identify? You might be able to realize that there are, you realize, I'm sure, that there are countless, countless, countless holy beings here. But check to see if you can identify like specific ones. And just let me know who they are.
You said the holy beings are here?
Yeah. Because as we were chanting, Dagan En, remember, Dagan En, greatest gratitude is the bridge. So as we were chanting greatest gratitude over and over and over, it's like the presence of many, many holy beings multiplied and multiplied and multiplied. So as soon as you...
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I saw that that he had opened a highway to all that connect all universes. Could I possibly express it that way?
Okay, sure. A highway.
It's like chanting that song opens something. It's you talked about a bridge. It's truly a pathway of connection among, yes, all universes, all.
Mm-hmm. Master Adrian?
You were asking earlier about who we've felt present. St. Francis has been here for the last
very
couple.
much
He's
so.
been actually very much for the last 2 days. He's been very present in my awareness, and I feel him very strongly in the room right now.
Yes. He's a great example of gratitude. Anyone else? No. Okay.
The beings that I saw, the highway that connected all universes, they were just an enormous amount of variety of beings. I did not see them all in much detail, but they're all very, very different from one another, very, very unique and very, very... Some are humongous, some are smaller, some... I mean, really, it's just like the whole universe.
So, which is absolutely so perfect. I mean, that image. really goes to me very much with connect more fully with Dagan, perceive and feel the benefits of this connection. And what I had said, it's like it's limitless. So, okay, this is good. And I'm going to... Oh, great. Thank you. Yes.
So, several people commented. Victoria said, Guan Yin, Jesus, Mary.
She said Kuan Yin, okay.
She then added Sujamonifo. So Guan Yin, Jesus, Mary, and Sujamonifo. Christine also mentioned St. Francis. Francis Anne Brown, Mother Mary. Yeah, Francis Anne Brown mentioned Mother Mary. Victoria said Master Shah.
Right. Yes.
The Dabe Jo, 87 Buddhas, and more. Victoria's really... Christine Owen said, Heaven's Elephant. It's quite nice. I never heard that before. Victoria added Da Sujipusa. Da Sujipusa.
Okay, I'm not sure how to spell this right. Da, sure, Pusa.
Pusa. Francis Anne Brown, Jing Jinfa Shangshi.
Oh, yes.
She also said Akashic record and many workers. Huge gathering to work this evening. That's what she said. A huge gathering to work this evening, including Jirfa Shangshi, Akashic record workers and leaders, I guess, and workers. And I just want to read another comment. Carolyn Nash, for the earlier practice, thank you for the connection from gratitude to relaxation to transformation. Very relaxing, April said as well. That's it.
Okay, great. Thank you. So these are just the ones we can recognize. There are many, many that we can't recognize. We don't know their names. But they are absolutely connected with what we are doing, anything that we do here at the center. But then specifically, holy beings come for particular events, occasions. So this is for greatest gratitude. This is to help us transform. So what you saw, and others have experienced, that there is just countless holy beings who are here of every style you could think of. Absolutely every style, size, shape, color, clothing, whatever. And each one has a particular gift to make present to the participants of this workshop, so that the things that were identified, and this, I realize this is not, a total list. It's only the things that came to each one's consciousness right now. But these holy beings have gifts to help each participant in the workshop experience what is on the paper and more. This is not the full extent. It's somebody, I mean, if any one of those things happened, it'd be terrific. It's a lifetime's work. But all of this is what all of these holy beings are focused on. And as I said, there are different holy beings who have the particular gifts that can help each one of these happen. So amazing. Yes.
One of those moments where I get that when we do the forgiveness practice, we should always add a sentence that says, "And please forgive me for all the times that I was not grateful enough, or have shown ungratefulness." There's much sadness that's come also through the emotion that I cannot describe, the one that came up for me. I don't know what the emotion is. I really don't know. But it's in relation to the lack of gratefulness and how much it has really, really hurt others, and how actually it's one of the greatest, like most powerful way to hurt people without wanting, or definitely without wishing to, but to show not enough gratitude can be very hurtful to others.
In this book, the practices at the end of this book that go with the calligraphies, Master Sha has a forgiveness practice as part of the practice, and it's a combination, forgiveness and gratitude, in this book. Yeah. All of the practices connected with the calligraphies in that book. So it's something that I have said on other occasions. I think I'm going to just use this space down here. That when we are grateful is exactly what you're saying. When we are grateful, it will lead to forgiveness. When we do forgiveness practice, it will lead to gratitude. And this, in turn, will lead to forgiveness. Which leads to gratitude. And it's not like we're running around in a circle. It becomes fuller and fuller and fuller and fuller. There's more and more depth. But they are truly, one does lead to the other.
So it like expands.
Yes.
All the things that you mentioned forgiveness. Last night I was thinking about what excuse me. Last night I was thinking about things from the past, that I guess they still has some kind of hold on me. And I thought, I said, well, really, the pain is not there no more. And I forgave some of the people. Now, my question is, if you forgive someone, can you trust them? I forgave you, but I still get the thing, because I know, the type of person that you are. Will I be able to trust you? And if it does, how does that affect the forgiveness?
Okay. So when we forgive, it needs to be unconditional, or it's not forgiveness. Now, let me use a very non-life-threatening situation. Let's say that I have lent somebody money, $10, let's put it at $10. And the person said, I'll pay you back. And it never happens. And then there's another request, and I do not get repaid. Another request. Well, I can forgive the person for not returning what they said they would. I can forgive them. That's okay. However, if I continue to give the $10, that is not being helpful. I am not helping that person.
You're not helping yourself either.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we tell ourselves we give people money or help do something because we want to help them. Right. That's what we tell ourselves. But that behavior actually is not helpful. So I can forgive, but it doesn't mean I have to repeat the same behavior.
Okay.
But I can still forgive them totally, unconditionally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because like I said, this particular incident in person, yeah, I forgive them, but for me, I don't trust them because, like I said, from past things, you know, like I say, I don't hate them or anything.
Yeah.
But I really don't want to interact with you like I used to.
So let me just suggest that we go back to this, but let me just suggest that that reservation, maybe the forgiveness is really not unconditional, but with the example I gave, it can be complete, it can be unconditional, but you can also avoid behaviors that are not helpful.
Okay.
That is different than not trusting. Okay. Trusting has a whole lot of not trusting has a lot of negative energy.
Yeah, see, I don't want that in my life.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not comfortable around people I can't trust. Because you always got to be alert on what they're up to. Or
so,
how they're thinking.
Okay, so that is actually, you know, is parallel because it's connected to gratitude, but it's not exactly where we're going. So if you come back and join with where I was going with this, it would be really good.
Okay.
Yeah, and what we are doing during the evening very possibly will be able to be of help to you. And absolutely what we're going to be doing on Sunday and what's in this book, page 32 and 33 in this book, are very helpful in exactly that situation. Yeah. So what I am going to do is I'm going to connect with St. Francis.
Okay.
And I'm going to do what Master Sha calls a flow, which is connect and receive what St. Francis wants to share with us about this weekend. There's a lot that St. Francis could share about many, many things. But this, I'm going to ask specifically about the significance of this weekend for the people who are participating. Okay? And I chose St. Francis because so many people had put St. Francis as one of the holy beings that they were aware of. So several people put Mother Mary also, but a lot of people put St. Francis. So I'll connect with St. Francis to find out from St. Francis what he would share with us about the significance of this weekend for all of us who will participate. Okay? And this is also a blessing. I point that out to people because sometimes people think they're getting a blessing only if we stand and we put our hands like this and we do an invocation and say, oh, okay, I'm getting a blessing. But these flows are also very special blessings. Yeah, the chanting we did, very special blessing. Okay. So I am going to connect. And when I'm doing that, you can do a forgiveness practice for the times that gratitude has not been strong enough. My most dearly beloved brothers and sisters, I am so grateful and honored to be invited to share with you. Those of you who have gathered either through the internet or in person in this beautiful city that carries my name. This city and those who are associated with it have a very special place in my heart. I am grateful to be able to share with you just a little bit about the significance of this workshop for each of you. Some of you are very familiar with the stories told about my life. The stories of how I responded to everyone and everything. I addressed you as brothers and sisters because deep in my heart, I know, and it would give me such joy for you to also know that all that exists are in the same family. Human beings, animals, plants, the water, the sun, the moon, are all our brothers and sisters. When we respond to each one as our brother or sister, the relationship becomes quite intimate. Not only a brother or a sister, but a beloved brother, a beloved sister. This weekend, this workshop on Sunday, will help you be able to respond in just this way. Some of you right now are thinking about those people, events, situations that are unpleasant. And you are thinking, oh, St. Francis, I don't know if that can really happen. I am telling you, it can. It is all present here for you. The only thing you need to do is receive it. During the day on Saturday, you will have teachings, sharings, blessings that will help this become a possibility. Some of you might know the story of the village in Italy that lived in fear because of a wild wolf that would attack not only the animals, but people. There was great dread at the thought of this wolf coming into the town. And he sometimes did. People would run in fear. This was happening one day when I visited the town. And the wolf looked at me in the same wild way. And I said to the wolf, "Brother Wolf, you are scaring the people. That is not nice. You need to change the way you act. You need to stop scaring the people. You have to behave in a very pleasant way so they will welcome you. They will stop running away from you. Walk beside me and show the people how pleasant you can be." The wolf did just that. It was almost as if he was a well-trained dog. The people were so amazed. The wolf acted in a different way, and so did the people of the village. I am telling you this story to let you know when your response is unconditional. The response of others will be unconditional. I was able to do this because my heart overflowed with gratitude to the Creator. Everything that I saw and experienced, I responded to and I received as a gift. And for those of you who are thinking, that's very nice, St. Francis, but I'm not a saint. As your teacher would say, wrong already. You are on your way. I was not always like that. As a young person, I was very unpleasant to be around. But I allowed all of that to transform. I received what heaven prepared. And so you know these wonderful stories. There can be just as many wonderful stories about you. This weekend will give you ways that this can happen. Connecting deeply with gratitude allows you to receive everyone and everything as gift. And your heart becomes so joyful and loving. Your life becomes a celebration of joy. You experience the oneness of all that exists, the harmony that exists. This workshop will make it possible for you to enter deeply into these teachings, this wisdom, this experience. That will allow you to live the title, Total Transformation, in all aspects of your life. This is being offered to you. My suggestion is that you think deeply. Is this the way you would like to live your life? For those who say yes, you only need to register. And many of you also have people that you know who would be so happy to experience what is possible through gratitude. You can invite them. The more people who live gratitude, the more joyful and peaceful, the more relaxed humanity can become. This gives you a small idea of the significance and importance of this weekend. There is no replacement for gratitude. For many, having a loving heart can be too big of a challenge. So the doorway to having a more loving heart is to become more grateful. And one of the results will be a more loving heart, a more open heart. Gratitude is an easy way to accomplish great things in all aspects of your life. I truly hope you hold this message in your heart. I am very grateful to have had this opportunity to share with you. How? Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we'll take maybe about 5 minutes to share your responses to that message from St. Francis. And we'll give people on the webcast, that'll give you time to type something in the chat box. And people on Facebook can also type in the comments box. So, Master Adrian, maybe you could begin.
Yes, of course. It's very. Thank you, Lawrence. First of all, I want to say it's very interesting how things evolve. In the last week, I've had messages and images of St. Francis coming. I was drawn to a post on Facebook. Magdalena Blatchford actually had posted a prayer, the prayer of St. Francis, but in Spanish. So I copied that, and then 2 days ago, I changed my Skype image. I had a Buddha for the longest time, and now it's St. Francis. I found an image online of St. Francis with doves. And so there's just been this whole thing of St. Francis the last couple of days. And all of a sudden we come here, and the first image, the first feeling I had was St. Francis. So what I have been experiencing in the city is, because I walk around a lot, and there's so much going on in the city, you can't possibly, sometimes it's a bit overwhelming, a lot of times it's a bit overwhelming, but it's okay. That's part of being in the city. So I'm always asking, what can I do? How can I, so if I'm able, I will give somebody $1 or change, whatever I have. And there was a young man that I saw the other day that was out in front of a coffee shop, and I walked by, and I had an extra $1 for my coffee, and I handed it to him, and he said, thank you. And he said, bless you, actually. I went by yesterday again, and he was out again, and I always give $2 if I can, because my father used to always leave a $2 tip. It doesn't matter where we went, my father always left a $2 tip. And so that's just my way of acknowledging. So whenever I give somebody, it's always like, this is for my dad. So I handed him the $2, and he said, God bless you. But the difference was, when I handed him the money, for a split second, for whatever reason I was drawn, I actually reached out and just put my finger on his hand. And he kind of looked at me, and I said, thank you. And I walked away. That was actually now I realize it, I was actually being guided to offer him a blessing at that moment, just because it's acknowledging humanity. It's acknowledging that there's somebody there. It's not just somebody you step over, around, or an inconvenience. So it's just been an interesting past week. So the image I got when we started doing the invocation was actually of St. Francis. And everyone's familiar with the in Sao Paulo, Christ the Redeemer on top of the mountaintop with his arms open. Rio de Janeiro. Sorry. It was actually St. Francis on the hill at the top below the Sutro Tower above San Francisco, and he actually had his arms. And I could see beams of rainbow light going to the Golden Gate, going to Marin Headlands, going across the bay, going through downtown, all the main thoroughfares. There were rainbow waves of light that were just going out throughout the entire city. And I could feel the animals were responding to him, because St. Francis was very connected with the animals and all beings. But I could see that the city itself was actually responding to him, because the city carries his name. So when we're walking around, you're actually walking in the footsteps of St. Francis, who is very present in the city. So you're never alone, and there's always an experience of something new, the sun comes up, wonderful. It's that moment of expressing gratitude that the sun came up, or that the street light changed, or that the parking space opened up, or that the person in front of you decided to step out of line and that gave you a chance. Whatever it happens to be, there's always another example of a little something to say thank you. And the more that we get into the habit of saying thank you, the more that heaven drops a little blessing on us. Thank you. I appreciate that. Plop. So it's just a constant little. But that was very, he was very present, very, very present at that moment. So I wanted to share that. Thank you, Master Marilyn. Welcome.
It's an oddest thing. The other day when we was talking, and you say the city have a way of answering you. Remember? And I was walking home after I left. Walking home, I was like, well, then who is the spirit of the city? Not thinking about St. Francis. And I went home. I said, well, because I like to say I wanted to get a candle in their honor, and then it hit me, St. Francis, San Francisco, St. Francis, and then I come here you channeling, and connecting with St. Francis. And another thing too, I always have a thing for elephants. And I see they having the elephants, and I have got little figurines of elephants in my apartment. But I never heard of having elephants. So I would like to know a little more about that, because elephants have always been somewhat a constant in my life. That and lions. Yeah, elephant, lions, and monkeys. Monkeys. Now I know, as far as my Asian horoscope, I'm a monkey. But those little creatures have always been somewhere in my life. I don't understand. But having elephants now, I'm really curious.
There are many, many heavens animals. Many, many, many heavens animals.
Oh, okay.
And some of them, like the person that shared that, they actually look like elephants. Some of them we can't recognize them because they're not the animals that we're used to walking around here on Earth.
Right.
I have what I call my giraffe. And my giraffe is fantastic because it's blue. And the spots are rainbow spots that are iridescent.
Oh, wow.
It's a very beautiful giraffe. Yeah. So that's one of heaven's animals.
Well, I got, what's the goddess? Lakshmi.
Yes.
The Hindu goddess Lakshmi. And she had elephants, and picture I got of her, she had 2 white elephants. And then I got all these little elephant figurines. And it was just fascinating when y'all saw that. I said, having elephants? What's going on?
So elephants, that's one of heaven's animals. There's also one of the Buddhas has a dog that is always associated, is always with that particular Buddha. So they're saints also.
Yeah, and I just thought about it. I have a picture of Ganesh.
Yeah.
I have a picture of him. I'm like, okay, what's somebody trying to tell me here?
Yeah.
And I got-
So do we have any responses in the chat room?
I would like to share, if I may.
Oh, certainly.
In addition to everything that was said, I was very touched by the flow. Especially the part about the wolf, and the wolf misbehaving and being sort of reprimanded a little bit, and then explained a possibility for that wolf to get another reaction by behaving in a different way. And I think, honestly, I felt like I was the wolf. I felt like that wolf in that story was me. The words "walk with me" were very significant because it was like a double meaning. It said, walk with me literally, but also walk with me in your heart always. It was this sense of, if you always keep me in your heart, wherever you go, the people will respond to you very well. It just touched me on so many levels, so I just wanted to share that.
Great, thank you.
So let's see. There's a lot of comments.
Oh, hooray!
And Robin Brent, thank you for the flow from St. Francis, Master Marilyn. My heart and message center open wider, especially from the story of the wolf. I can actually feel the increase in the frequency and vibration. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, St. Francis.
Great.
Lila Ross, countless bow downs, countless bow downs, countless bow downs, beloved Master Marilyn, for the flow from beloved St. Francis. I am honored and blessed to be joining this Sunday. I love the story of the wolf. Doggone end.
It must be why St. Francis, there are so many stories about animals with St. Francis, but that's the one that came through, so obviously people needed to hear that one.
And Just Vinder, countless bow downs, love you, love you, love you, total peace. Christine Owen, thank you for the flow. Master Marilyn, the words that really struck home for me were addressing everyone and everything as brother and sister.
Mm-hmm.
Jitka Kells, thank you, thank you, thank you. I didn't expect to have such a profound experience. I could feel truth in every word. It touched me deeply. Thank you.
Mm.
April Oki, excuse me. Thank you, Master Marilyn, for the flow from St. Francis. I am in awe of the depth and reality of the flow. Francis Ann Brown, I'm awesome. I am often aware of St. Francis' presence. It did not occur at this moment that San Francisco is his namesake and his guidance is location and message oriented. Thank you and gratitude to all. April Oki, thank you, Master Adrian, for reminding me that San Francisco is named after St. Francis. That's the guidance is directed to the city. That the guidance is directed to the city. Francis Ann Brown, I felt such love and recognition of oneness to all souls. St. Francis shared his story, connecting us all to the task of unconditional love and gratitude. Thank you, Master Marilyn, for bringing light. Thank you, Victoria Swan adds, thank you, a wonderful way to orient us to the significance of gratitude. And that's it from our webcaster. Just check Facebook. That's it right now. Thank you.
Beautiful. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Any other comments from the room? No. Okay. Perfect. So that gives you an idea of what we will be doing on Sunday. Those of you who register right now on the spot, well, not this minute, but you can go to the website because it's actually on the website. If you go to drshaw.com and events, and then go to San Francisco Center, you will find the workshop for Sunday. And you can register right there. It's really easy. All those who register early receive a special blessing. And I'll just keep checking. So, and actually I don't need to check. I'll be doing the blessings and heaven will assign them to the appropriate person or people. So that's my style of bookkeeping. I am so grateful. And I'm sure that's part of the reason why the Akashic Record workers and leaders are present, because they know that, well, first of all, do you realize how much was cleared already? How many blockages already were cleared? In the chanting we did, the teaching, the arrival of all these holy beings, and the message from St. Francis cleared so many blockages already. And we haven't even really started the workshop. Yeah. So when you register, the special blessings will begin. Here in San Francisco, I'm not sure exactly why, but the tradition is to register at the very last second. So transform that. This is a wonderful opportunity to transform that. Register ahead of time, and not only will you be able to relax, but you will be receiving special blessings. And also, this is a workshop that anybody would be able to participate in. it's so fascinating to me. It's really leveled. There are levels and levels of significance, but it's not what I would call an advanced workshop. But students who are long-term or who have been doing spiritual practice will receive the teachings at a completely different level. You know, than people who are like brand new. So invite people. This is a workshop that you can invite people, and no matter what their background is, they will be able to benefit. So that would be really a wonderful thing to do.
I just posted the link.
Pardon me?
I posted the link for the webcast.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Lawrence.
I have a question, Master Marilyn.
Yes.
How much is it? How much is the workshop?
Okay, Master Adrian can let you know outside at the he'll be registering people, so he'll let you know. I am very grateful to the workers of the Akashic Record because numbers are not my specialty yet. Someday they will be, but at the moment they are not. But I don't want to say, you know, that this is a final thing. But Master Adrian can take care of that afterwards. And what I am going to do is I'm going to end. No, we don't ever end. I'm going to bring this to a close a little bit early because those of you who have been coming to events that I've been leading know that I use public transportation. And those of you who also use public transportation realize fully it doesn't wait for you. There have been a couple of times when I have been running into the train station as the door closed, and I watched the train go away. Fortunately, I always have something I can do. You know, any student in Master Sha can chant wherever they are. So, you know, that's nice. But it's also very nice to be able to get there before they close the door. And the train, and you watch the train, the tail lights of the train going down the track. I know. There have also been a couple of times when I have gotten on the train just as the door to the train has closed. So I've had a lot of wonderful, wonderful experiences. I love it. I absolutely love it. And every one of them is an opportunity to learn something about my karma.
Can I share one more thing?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
This is just a little anecdote, only because it occurred during the flow. One of the things that was mentioned was that he mentioned that he wasn't always a pleasant person to be around. I found that very interesting for St. Francis to say that, right, in his youth. And there is another individual who, growing up and being from a certain part of the country he was born in, part of his job at one point was actually a bouncer at a nightclub. But that's not who the person is and the person became. The person then went on to become a priest and a cardinal, and then now is known as Pope Francis. Pope Francis was a bouncer at a nightclub in Argentina. And now he chose the name Francis because of his humility and his service and his compassion. Pope Francis.
I love it.
So I found that very interesting about not being a nice person, not that Pope Francis. But
Yeah.
Wow.
That is so perfect. It's so hopeful.
That's it.
We are not limited or defined by our past or the present.
Thank you. Can you say that one more time?
No, you hold it in your heart. You got it. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring this evening to a close. And I hope to see all of you and more at the workshop. That would be so fantastic. I'm sure you can tell I'm very enthused about this because I know the possibilities. I know what can happen for people. So to have more and more and more people be able to experience that, it would change not only their lives, but it would change this city and beyond, because people participate on the webcast from all over. You know, it's not just San Francisco. So we're just very simply going to say, thank you, thank you, thank you, love you, love you, love you, gong song, gong song, gong song. So for people who are new, gong song means respectfully return, because there are just countless holy beings here, and they will return to their other activities. And join us again tomorrow. So good night to all the people on the webcast, or good morning, good afternoon, whatever time it is for you, and to all the people on Facebook.